All right, so now you're getting that dreaded question when you start to tell people, I'm getting ready to apply for college. And the first question that they say is, well, what are you going to study? And for some of you, you might have thought about what you wanted to study because you know what you want to do. And for others of you, you might not even be sure where to start. But for both groups of people, I want you to know that this lesson is going to be super important. Main reason why is because you might change your mind. You might take a course that you don't like. And so I want to help you navigate how to find the major that you love. So a major is basically what your diploma is going to say. It is going to say you have earned a bachelor's degree in blank. So that blank could be electrical engineering, it could be biology, it can be political science, it can be sports psychology. Depending on what you choose to study, which will determine the courses that you take, will be exactly what is written on your diploma that you'll hang up on your wall one day. So just so we know, let's get some facts straight. A major is just a starting point. It doesn't mean that you have to go into something directly related to that major, although a lot of people do. But it's just something that you're interested in, that you want to study, that you want to spend the majority amount of your time in school learning about. So just to ease your nerves, I want to let you know that 30% of students begin college undecided. What does that mean? That means that they are 100% comfortable saying, when the question comes up, what are you going to study? And their response is, I don't know. And maybe that's your response, but you haven't been confident enough to say so. Well, just know you're in good company. 30% of individuals decide that that is how they're going to start, undecided. And so when they start college, they're actually exploring. They're taking introductory courses to learn about all these different things that might interest them. Maybe nothing interests them at this particular point. And that makes sense, especially if you haven't been exposed to a lot of different careers or people that have graduated that can say, oh, I studied this and this was my major. So you might be stuck, and that's totally okay. Because guess what? All of those individuals that come into college and say with confidence and certainty, I'm going to major in electrical engineering. Well, you know what? 50% of students change their major at least once. And this is national data. So this is across the board. These are students at Ivy League schools. These are students at state schools. These are students at community colleges. This is the data that exists. And the reason why students change their major at least once is, let's be honest, many of us struggle to figure out what we're going to wear in the morning. How in the world are we supposed to pick something that we want to study for 4 years? So again, even if you think you know what you want to do, you might change your mind. And let's keep the data coming. Those people who change their mind once, 10% of those individuals are going to change their minds again. Because life is evolving. You're taking on experiences, you're doing internships, you're sitting in on classes, you're meeting professors. You might shadow individuals or go to an event with career development and realize over time, this is not really what I thought it was. And I really struggled to accept that. But if I had just known the data that nothing was wrong with me, I probably would have changed my major. Instead, I graduated with pre-law political science, and I had to decide what I wanted to do after that because it had nothing to do with either of those particular pathways. And then the good thing that the universities are starting to notice is that since so many students change their major, since so many students start undecided, there are 20% of universities that will decide and say, you know what, when you start at University XYZ, you cannot have a major. Everyone starts exploratory. Everyone's taking core curriculum courses, which introduces you to many different concepts and fields of academia and scholarship. And so within those first 2 years, you don't have the pressure of feeling like you have to live up to what you thought you wanted. And so if that's you, maybe finding a university that offers an exploratory period for all students to take your pressure off might be something you want to add to your list.